Hi everyone, welcome to the new episode of Peter's English podcast. At first I can introduce myself because there are a lot of people who doesn't know me because my podcast is the most favorite podcast in the world. It's not, of course. My name is Peter. I'm owner of my own Peter's English podcast. My own Peter's English podcast is about learning English. I like learning English because learning English is my hobby and I like to do podcasting. Doing my own podcast is my hobby and I like to create my own fairy tales in English because thanks to creating your own fairy tales in English, you can improve your writing skills in English. And I discovered that writing my own fairy tales in English it's my hobby. And yes, of course, don't forget to visit my new ebook, Viera, the Vampire Girl Diary, that is about Viera and it's a comedy diary. You will laugh, I think. And let's go to the main topic of this episode. In this episode, I want to tell you about my favorite English podcast. But we have to start. What is podcast? Podcast is an audio show in English or in another language that you can download from the website of the podcaster or from the podcast apps. It's a form of the radio show that you can download and listen whenever you want. I really recommend you to do it because thanks to listening your favorite English podcast, you can really improve your listening and listening your favorite English podcast is a good way to improve your listening, and it's very funny because when you enjoy your English podcast, Bob's your uncle, who cares? And you can improve your listening skills in English. That's very important for you. And where to listen to it? You can listen to it in a lot of podcast apps that you can download. Find your own favorite English podcasts, follow them, and I like in this episode I want to share with you my favorite free English podcasts that I like, that I listen to every day. The first is Luke's English Podcast, the second is All Ears English Podcast, and the third is Speak English Podcast now with Georgiana. And now we can start to talk about what is English podcast because Microsoft Copilot has a lot of information about every topic and has better vocabulary than me. Yes, of course, because it's an AI chatbot. Don't worry, people. I don't want to judge myself. No. And we can start. I'm streaming and recording on my YouTube channel. I've created my own introduction, we found preparation. I am very proud of myself. Yes, of course I am. Very proud of myself. Yes, of course. I don't care what people think about my podcast, about my hobby. I don't care about you who doesn't like me, or you think that I'm crazy that I'm doing it or something like that. I don't care. It's my hobby. People, don't listen to me, don't watch me if you don't like me, because I want to share, thanks to my podcast, how to learn English in a funny way, and that is very funny for me, and it's my hobby, and thanks to it I can change my life. But other people who likes my work can follow me, write me, but please be polite, and I don't like chatting with someone. I don't want to chat with someone, but yes, of course, if you are a serious English learner, we can create Peter's English Podcast community, but it's to be something real in the real life, not via internet, of course. But let's go back to the main topic. Preparation, where I'm introduced myself. Now tell my listeners why is listening in English very important, how to do it, and what's an English podcast. Tell people how to listen to it. Welcome. No, I'm sorry. I'm mixing Slovak language with English, and this is the message from Microsoft Copilot. My official. It's not my official. It's only a word that is official, but it's not official. I'm going to read you the main message, the first message of Microsoft Copilot, and we can start. Welcome, listeners. If you're tuning into Peter's English podcast, you're in for something both passionate and powerful. Let's talk about why listening in English matters so much, how to actually do it, and what English podcasts are all about. Why listening in English is so important. Listening is the real-life superpower behind becoming fluent. Here's why. It trains your brain to think in English, not just translate in your head. It improves pronunciation and intonation by exposing you to native speakers. It helps you understand real expressions, slang, and jokes, the stuff textbooks don't teach. It boosts your confidence in conversation. The more you hear it, the more you can say it. Whether it's on the bus, in the garden, or during your next wheat battle, listening builds fluency in the backgrounds like magic. Yes, people, when you want to speak English, you have to listen to the natural English, how it's spoken in the streets, in the native English countries, and you can do it only when you listen to English podcasts created by English speakers, and thanks to it you can listen to something interesting, funny, educational about every topic, and you can enjoy with your favorite English podcast, and you can improve your listening. That is very important for your English. And yes, of course, the best of it is that you can listen to it if you relax, if you are doing something at home, or if you're cooking, relaxing, cleaning something. It's a very good relax for you, and you can do a lot of work when you are listening English podcasts in the same time. I'm really doing it from I've been learning since 2022 until now, and I'm listening my favorite English podcast since August 2023 until now, and you can see how I'm improved my speaking skills and my English from zero until this point, and I'm proud of it, of course. And we can continue. What is an English podcast? An English podcast is like a personal radio show made to help you learn, laugh, and improve. They're hosted by teachers, language lovers, or comedians. They often include stories, grammar tips, interviews, or real-life conversations. You can listen anywhere, no classroom needed, just your ears and a curious mind. Some episodes are slow and easy to follow, like Georgiana Speak English podcast, while others are packed with humor, accents, and advanced vocab, like Luke's English podcast. How to listen to English podcasts like a pro. Here's how your listeners can dive in. Choose your podcast app. There are a lot of it. I don't want to do any ads, of course. Pick your and yes, of course, follow my podcast. Yes, of course, I'm not a native English speaker, but my podcast can inspire a lot of people, and follow me, support me, and I'll be happy. Pick your level: beginner, intermediate, advanced. Start easy and build up. Use subtitles if available, especially helpful with tricky accents. Repeat and shadow speak. Listen again and mimic what they say. This trains your speaking. Make it a habit. 10 minutes while walking, 30 minutes during chores. Let English become part of your daily soundtrack. Enjoy the topics you like. Learning is fun when you actually care about what's being discussed. And now my story, people. I've been listening my favorite English podcast one episode per day for since August 2023 until now, and I listened to whole episode from the start until the end because it's fun, educational, full of humor, and you'll see. So whether you're here for LEP or it's Speak English podcast, or just curious how listening in English isn't just helpful, it's powerful, personal, and pretty fun. And now we can talk about my Peter's favorite English podcast, and the first is Luke's English podcast. I want to share with everyone who likes learning English or with the people who want to learn English, my favorite English podcast that I listen to every day from the since August 2023, one episode per day, and I like listening to it because my favorite English podcasts are very funny, educational, full of humor and natural English and natural English conversations, of course. And the first is Luke's English podcast. Luke Thompson is an English teacher from the UK, from London. He is an English teacher, and he's doing Luke's English podcast since 2009. He is a great podcaster, that English teacher, husband, and he does all these roles, and that's great. And his podcast and his Luke's English podcast is about natural British English, how it's spoken in the streets in the UK. In the UK, his Luke's English podcast is very funny, educational, full of natural British English conversations with his family, with an interesting guest, and about British English and British culture. More can you Microsoft Copilot can tell you more. It's my favorite English podcast, and I'm Lepster from Slovakia. Yes, of course, I'm proud of it. Thank you, Luke, for your job. Really, thank you. You are doing great job for us Lepsters, and I really recommend you to pay for LEP Premium from Luke's English Podcast Premium. That is VIP Premium, where Luke is teaching real British English grammar, and I want to tell you that it's not any ads. I only wanted to share my favorite English podcast for you, because I like learning English, and I wanted to help my favorite English podcast, because I want to share it with everyone. I'm doing it for free, and I don't earn money for any ads or something like that. My Peter's English podcast is totally free. We can start with Luke's English podcast. Tell my audience about it, and tell about LEP Premium. And now I'm going to read you information found by Microsoft Copilot. Let's kick off with one of the most beloved English learning shows out there, Luke's English Podcast, my favorite English podcast. What is Luke's English Podcast? Luke's English Podcast is an award-winning show hosted by Luke Thompson, a Delta-qualified English teacher and stand-up comedian from London. Since 2009, Luke has been helping learners around the world improve their English through authentic British English listening practice, humor and storytelling that makes learning fun. Over 900 episodes covering grammar, vocabulary, culture, interviews, and more. A YouTube channel with 1.5 million plus subscribers, and engaging video content. Luke's style is relaxed, witty, and deeply insightful. He doesn't just teach English, he lives in it and brings you along for the ride. You can explore the podcast on Luke's official website and his YouTube channel. And what is LEP Premium? LEP Premium is Luke's subscription-based service for learners who want to go deeper. It includes in-depth lessons on vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation, PDF worksheets with transcripts, exercises, and notes, video versions of many episodes, Ask Me Anything episodes where Luke answers listeners' questions, ad-free listening for both premium and free episodes. There are over 200 premium episodes available with new content added monthly. It's ideal for intermediate to advanced learners who want structured, high-quality lessons with Luke's signature humor and clarity. You can subscribe and learn more on LEP Premium page. Whenever you're a beginner or a seasoned Lepster, Luke's podcast is a brilliant way to make English part of your daily life. And LEP Premium, that's like upgrading your English toolkit with a teacher who's also your favorite comedian. Won't be people, I have to control if Microsoft Copilot has told you everything. Yes, authentic. Yes, Lux English podcast about authentic British English listening practice, humor and storytelling that makes learning fun. Yes, I really recommend you to listen to Luke's English podcast because Luke is very funny and his humor is perfect. I really like it, and I really recommend you to listen to it if you want to improve your English skills, your listening, and listen to something educational and very funny that made you laugh. And now we can continue. We can continue with all ears English podcast. What is All Ears English? Hosted by Lindsay McEwan and Michelle Kaplan. I'm sorry, girls, for bad pronunciation of your names. Hi. This podcast helps intermediate to advanced learners master American English in real life situations. It's not just about grammar, it's about sounding natural, confident, and connected. Here's what makes All Ears English podcast stand out. Real conversations with native speakers from Boston and New York. Idioms, phrasal verbs, and slang explained in context. Cultural insight into American life, etiquette, and small talk. Tips for TOEFL, IELTS, and TOEIC from experts Jessica Beck. Over 2060 episodes packed with practical advice and fun banter. You can listen to it in every good podcast app, of course. I don't know if some are bad, but I think most of it are good. Courses and extra. Courses, not courses, courses and extras. Yes, we have to tell it, people. All Ears English also offers online courses tailored to your fluency level. B1, B2 or C1 fluency courses to level up your speaking and vocabulary. IELTS energy program with strategies from former examiners. Business English for meetings, emails and presentations. All Ears English app with transcripts, vocabulary tools and offline listening. Whatever you're preparing for an exam or you just want to chat confidently at work, All Ears English gives you the tools to thrive. People, I have to tell you that All Ears English podcast is very good and funny English podcast when you can listen to natural American English conversation between two beautiful girls from and English teachers from the USA. Hi girls. I really like your work. Thank you for your work. And I want to thank you, Luke Thompson, for your work too, of course. And we can continue with the last one. I'm sorry, people. I've forgotten that I'm still streaming because I now writing message for Microsoft Copilot because I want to talk about my third favorite English podcast, Speak English Podcast Now with Georgiana. We can talk about Speak English Podcast Now with Georgiana, right? About her free podcast and premium content. We have to wait. Let's dive into the world of Speak English Now with Georgiana, a podcast that's helped hundreds of thousands of learners speak English fluently without grammar drills or textbooks. Free podcast. Speak English Now, hosted by Georgiana, a passionate and multilingual English teacher. This podcast is designed to help you speak English, not just study it. Here's what makes it special. Mini stories and point of view lessons that trains your brain to think in English. No grammar rules or boring exercises, just natural, intuitive learning. Over 340 episodes covering lifestyle, culture, vocabulary and fluency tips. Focus on listening and speaking, not memorizing. It's available everywhere, of course. Each episode includes a transcript so you can follow along and review vocabulary at your own pace. Premium courses by Georgiana. For learners who want to go deeper, Georgiana offers premium fluency programs that are audio-based and designed for real results. The first course is Fluency Course Level 2. It's focused on speaking automatically. The bonus is mini stories, transcripts in 5 languages. The next is Magic Course Level 3 for advanced grammar and structure. Audio system printable materials is the bonus features. The next is Pronunciation Course, all levels, clear and confident pronunciation, mini stories, PDF support. And Business English Level 3, job interviews, workplace English. 30 common question vocabulary tips. Courses are delivered as MP3 audio plus PDF transcripts. Compatible with any device, no apps needed. One-time purchase, no subscription required. Available at speakenglishpodcast.com courses. Georgiana's method is built on listening, repetition and storytelling, helping you speak English naturally and confidently. All free English podcast you can find on my link in the description, and please follow me everywhere. And I think that's it. I like listening Lux English podcast, All is English podcast and Speak English podcast. Now with Georgiana, that's my favorite English podcast that I've been listening one episode per day since August 2023 until now, and as you can see, I really improved my speaking skills and listening skills in English. Thank you, Lux English podcast, All is English podcast, and Speak English podcast now with Georgiana. Thank you all, and keep continuing with your great work. Follow me, and you can find my favorite English podcast on their own website, of course, on every good English podcast app. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. That's it for now, and I want to tell you bye bye and follow me.